there. Welcome to part two of our Phoenix Saga coverage. I hope you've had the time to watch it because it's pretty fun. I actually watched it all in one go as
Yeah.
part of preparing for this, and it was pretty fun.
Yep.
It was written by Michael and Mark Edward Edens. They kind of traded hands on writing each
Oh.
episode.
I was going to ask about that. If anyone else noticed the writers, because I did
Yeah.
notice the same name pop up a couple times. So did the same guys
Two
tag
brothers,
team
they
this
wrote
one?
it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Like the Out of the Past two-parter was Michael Edens with Len Wein. I'm gonna say that again. The Out of the Past two-parter was Michael Edens and Len Wein, and then Michael Edens did parts one and three of the Phoenix Saga, and then Mark Edward Edens did parts two, four, and five, and then it's kind of like the episodes between the two Phoenix Saga parts are kind of all over the place. We'll get Robert Skur and Marty Eisenberg writing the Savage Land
Ooh.
two-parter, which is juicy.
Ooh, I
Then
love
the
it.
Dark Phoenix is written by like four different people. That's written
Really?
by Jan
Hmm.
Sternad, Stephen Levy, Larry Parr, and Brooks Wachtel. So I don't know. They just those Eden brothers just really wanted to do the
That's
Phoenix Saga,
interesting.
I guess. I'm looking over and like they don't write anything after this.
Really?
Oh no,
That is so
Michael
interesting. Who are
Eden's.
these guys?
I don't know. There's no way to click on them in Wikipedia. Michael Edens actually writes part three of Beyond Good and Evil, which is like the final story, originally intended to be the final story. But
Interesting.
yeah, that's it for those guys. Michael Edens also writes the Spider-Man crossover that comes later.
Oh, interesting. They do a lot of they're just very prolific, kind of like 1980s to 90s TV cartoon writers. They wrote for Ghostbusters, Chip and Dale, Ninja Turtles, Tailspin, X-Men, of course, Beetlejuice, and then Spider-Man, like you said. So
Hmm.
it's busy dudes.
Do you think
Yeah,
this type of show would have had like a writer's room or
I
like
think so. Just from
staff?
like
Like, yeah.
there's a lot of repetition in it. Like Michael Edens had me writing on it before he co-wrote the reunion two-parter with Line Wine. I guess we kind of been slacking on mentioning who writes this stuff. But like there's Brooks
Yeah.
Wachtel, he shows up like once or twice a season. Robert Skir and Marty Eisenberg are writing duo. They show up a couple times a season. Michael Edens teamed up with Elliot Maggin to write Time Fugitives. So like he's writing a lot of the main continuity stuff. It's not like the Lewolds kind of they wrote a little bit at first. Julia Lewald writes whatever it takes. The episode set in Africa, but they're mostly focused on the setups and overseeing things. Mark Edward Edens writes the final decision, like the last episode of season one, and the two-parter at the beginning of season two. So he's just like chugging along, workhorse for them. Um, Robert Skur and Marty Eisenberg write Days of Future Past with Julia Lewald. Michael Edens writes the Come the Apocalypse, like the awesome payoff to that whole storyline. Mark Edward Edens writes The Cure, the setup for that, and Slave Island. Michael Edens writes Cold Vengeance. Go back, we got Robert Skur and Marty Eisenberg wrote Captive Hearts. And then, oh, Mark Edward Edens writes the first two episodes, Night of the Sentinels. So he begins it, and he writes the Phoenix Saga, and he kind of fucks off. And his brother comes back a little bit. But like he kind of achieves what he wanted to achieve, I think.
Yeah.
You know, he does the heaviest lifting in the whole
Bulk of the
series.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for comparing me to Walter from oh
I'm so glad you got the reference right away.
oh immediately.
And a good day to you, sir.
Not exactly a lightweight. Starjammers aired on September 8th, the Thursday, and Child of Light aired on September 9th, the Friday. So Forrest Gump was still the number one movie in theaters, and Boys to Men was still the number one song in America.
Yeah.
Boys to One's
I'll
been
make
the number
love
one
to
song in
you, I
America for
think.
a
Yeah.
long time. Yeah. So
Which I was thinking that would actually be a good name for our podcast, Boys to Ben. You know, like you guys are like two boys, you know what I mean? I'm like the Ben.
um, why do you keep wanting to get us in a pedo registry, Ben?
Uh, uh I
Hey, look at that.
X-Men.
Comic books. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like we're at the juicy climax part. We're at the comic books that were coming out like at the same time as Star Wars was hitting theaters right now. We get introduced in this episode to the Starjammers, who were originally conceived by John Byrne as like a separate, just like a comic book on its own that would be a space adventure show. And actually, like, it would be kind of more like what Guardians of the Galaxy became known as than the original 70s version of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which was very much like a super weird psychedelic, too far out there kind of thing to adapt.
Yeah.
But Marvel said no. So they put them in the X-Men, which they knew was already successful, and kind of made a family connection that we'll reveal later. But I want to talk about there's a lot of brothers and family in this. Like, specifically, there's 3 pairs of siblings in this story that are very important, right? Like, the main 2 we have is Lilandra and Deken, and they are, like, at odds. They hate each other. They're fighting for the universe. And then shoehorned into the middle of this story were 2 pairs of brothers that had a kind of like adversarial dynamic. So we have Black Tom Cassidy and Banshee, whose powers are shown like knocking each other out because they're both mutants, and one's a mutant, one's a mercenary for hire, and one's just like hanging out with scientists and just being a handsome mutant at large. And then meanwhile, we have like Professor Xavier and his brother now. Their powers can work on each other because Juggernaut's not a mutant. They're half brother, half sister. So they have like a slightly different kind of sibling relationship, right? We have all these different kinds of relationships. We hint at it a little bit with a few images in this episode of Cyclops and his brother as kids. And so that's another like looping in of family to it all. And it doesn't really pay off in this in any way. It's not related to the what does anybody like? I just really couldn't help but notice all of the sibling family stuff going on. And did anybody
And
else
did you mention Corsair is Cyclops' father? Like that's
no, I wanted to get to that like when we got there.
Yeah.
So
because that's also a family thing.
Yeah, so that's another big family thing is that we meet Cyclops' father, and their connection is not directly established in this episode, but it's hinted at. But it's again, we're bringing in family, we're bringing in different kinds of connections, and I really really admire how it kind of makes everything feel so much more personal and makes the stakes feel so much more real at all times. But also, like, did the writers know what they were doing with this, and was there some kind of payoff maybe in the comic books that was left out to the whole family connection? Oh, nope. I think I just got it. We'll talk about it in the second episode.
It was written by brothers.
While we were talking about
it is written by brothers. You're right. Yeah, we made that connection.
Totally. There's so much going on with family.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's just an inherent thing to the X-Men, like the whole franchise. Like, just think of all the family connections that we've seen. Like,
well, we're dealing with a DNA thing, right? And
right, exactly. Yeah,
and family things that make people outsiders are often in the family, right? Like autism's in the family, homosexuality is in the family, things like that. You're not guaranteed to share these same traits, but you're more likely to because of family. So it makes it maybe sense.
Maybe in your gay autistic family.
I mean, we got gays and we got autistics. He's not wrong, folks. He's not wrong.
We're all gay here, folks. It's all right. We're all gay. We're all autistic. It's a spectrum. Just get over it.
Yeah. Although there's many people that are just a little autistic, and I'm starting to think that they actually cause most of the problems. But that's a digression. Let's get back to the X-Men. So we start up on this big ass spaceship. Beast is nerding out about meeting Lilandra because he's so excited to make, like, in his mind, he might be making first contact, right?
Yep.
That's
right. Yeah, sir. This is kind of first contact, right? Like they haven't. I
haven't seen any mention of aliens before. Like, I guess Mojo that would have Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold your
Yeah.
horses. Mojo is first contact with aliens.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
That's
That sucks.
awesome.
I mean, as
That's
far
so
as they're
funny.
concerned, but like the aliens feel like integrated into the past of human race. Like,
Like it
and
feels like
obviously,
we're in an active Marvel universe where people are doing shit, right? Like we see all these other superheroes and they're like fully suited up. We see
yeah.
in this episode we see Captain Britain and he's just doing Captain Britain shit. And there's no explanation that he's Captain Britain or whatever. It just makes the whole world feel like it's already in motion. So
And like
yeah, it's probably
alien.
not first contact, but as
Yeah.
far as we know, first contact is with Mojo.
Yes, for sure. Well, yeah, okay. I mean, we know Corsair came from Earth before, right? So whenever he leaves Earth, that is
Well, he gets
as far
abducted
as
though. He talks about him and his
uh,
like abduction is not first contact. Abduction is I think that's like the third degree, a close encounter of the fourth kind.
I was
Hmm.
not aware of the rules of meeting
Yeah,
aliens. I
yeah.
have to admit.
So hold on a second. The close encounters are the thing.
So Phoenix explains that the fate of all reality is at hand, and Xavier and Storm are left behind. And I get like Storm would be useless in outer space, right? I get why they
True.
just leave her behind all the time. She has no value. She's the most powerful on Earth where there is
Mhm.
an atmosphere. But in an absence of atmosphere, what would she be able to do, right?
She
Right.
can't summon the winds.
There's just not enough elements around for her to control them that much, I
True.
think. I
Yeah.
also think that that fire guy, Pyro, would be pretty fucking useless in space. You'd never bring him into space.
Hmm. And Jubilee is just, Jubilee.
Yeah, she's fucking useless. She is a distraction at best.
I did like though they changed the little effect that comes out of her hands. It looks like a weird like digital effect that they're doing like overlaid on top of the animation maybe.
Yeah, I
And
like
I
that they
noticed
keep trying with her. Like they're not giving up.
they also had a similar effect over like the sun in certain shots, like it's sort of like almost like a foil kind of overlay
Right.
in some shots. It was interesting.
Yeah, they're using
Like,
interesting
kind of,
textures. Like I think
yeah,
in some cases they're actually using like film effects that are not animation stuff.
yeah.
They're like
That's
video
basically what I was
effects.
trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Fucking with it.
totally.
It's good directing. They're creative. They're not ever resting on their laurels. I've also noticed a lot in the past couple episodes that they do rack focuses, and
Yes.
like animation never does a rack focus. Like
No.
computer animation does it all the time, so it's not something we think about. But like you go back to watching things, you never see a rack focus. Even Spider-Man, which is about to come out, has a very like flat, two-dimensional aspect to everything.
Yeah,
But X-Men is just so cinematic that it will do with like the out of focus shots and like in the previous episode, part 3, there's a really cool rack focus between a fight happening in one room, and then we rack focus through another room where another set of mutants is fighting, and then in the third room we focus into it finally, and that's where Juggernaut and Rogue have landed after blasting through all of those
Hell yeah.
and creating the holes through those rooms.
yeah, that was a good shot.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
That was sick.
Yeah, I really go watching through these episodes again to make the little intros before. It's been really, really fun because I get to notice like what's really good shots and cinematography, and like there's actually really, really cool directing going into this show on a higher level than like most cartoons because cartoons seem so formulaic with how things are laid out, but this show like every shot is its own thing. Does that
Yes.
resonate?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense for
I
sure.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I wanted to ask before we move on to the next section is the Howard
Dude, the
the
next
Duck
sentence. We're
T-shirt.
still on sentence 2. The digressions
But
are mighty.
Howard the Duck T-shirt, was Howard the Duck just a guy that they knew, or was he a comic book character that the X-Men knew from the comics?
Ooh, that's so interesting. What is it? I would hope that he's just a comic book character that they don't interact with. I don't
Because
recall
he is a
any
Marvel
Howard the
character,
Duck.
right?
Yeah, and
He
he's in the
is, yeah.
MCU, but I don't know if he's in this universe. I don't know if we ever see him.
Yeah.
Let's keep an eye out for Howard the Duck though, because there's
Let's
always.
see, yeah.
Did you know that Seth Green's played Howard the Duck in like 5 or 6 of the movies?
Huh.
Yeah.
Really? Has he had 5 or 6 speaking parts?
He
in the
has
movies?
one line in a bunch of the movies. Often it's in a
Really?
post-credit sequence, but yeah.
Interesting. I thought it was maybe 2 at most, but wow.
Does he do the what's his name? Griffin voice. What's
Chris
the kid's
Griffin.
name? Chris, yeah.
Chris.
Is he doing the Chris Griffin voice?
Oh, is Seth Green Chris Griffin? I
Yeah,
didn't even know that. Seth Green's actually being a big iconic part of a lot of things, I guess.
he's been
Yeah.
around. Yeah, little dude, big impact.
You got to start on
Seth
Buffy,
Green.
right?
I love how there
Maybe
must have been
before
a
that.
meeting at some point with Kevin Feige where he was like, "Please let me into the MCU," and he's like, "Fine, as long as you're like Howard the Duck," and he was like, "Great,
I'll take it.
yeah, that's better than a good role."
I don't have to go to set.
Oh, okay. So the Phoenix transports the X-Men and Lilandra to her Shi'ar spaceship to protect the Mcron crystal from her brother Dicken. So it's kind of cool how she like just envelops everybody and boom, everyone can breathe and survive while she moves through
Mhm.
space.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
She does it cool a few times.
Also, that name Dicken, that sounds like a character that Keenan Thompson would come up with.
I'm Dicken.
The what? Yeah. Anyway.
Several powerful individuals notice the energy expelled by the Phoenix Force as it's like transporting them off the planet, including Captain Britain, who's flying around, Big Ben, and Doctor Strange, who's getting up to some
Yep.
magic.
Clocked him too. Yeah.
Yeah. And we see the Hellfire Club and the White Queen for the first time, which is cool because they're going to be very relevant in the Dark Phoenix saga. I really like that cameo. That's like one of the first times there's been a cameo that like directly is setting up stuff in the future. And it's good because before this point, it's just been kind of random, so it didn't really matter so much. And then this one
Mhm.
mattering is dope.
So what's the Hellfire Club? I don't know anything about that.
I'm not going to explain it now. We'll get into it.
Okay.
It's a big part of the Dark Phoenix saga. I don't know
Hmm.
if you ever saw that back in the day.
I'm starting to not remember a lot of these episodes, so I think I might have didn't have TV or I don't know what was going on. Maybe.
Well, this was airing in like September, and that was on the Dark Phoenix saga airs in November of '94.
Yeah.
But it's like
And
on Saturdays. So it's not
Isn't
quite
isn't
an event.
the Coles notes of the Hellfire Club like aristocratic mutants who
Yeah,
like secret
basically
society
like
kind of thing?
yeah, rich mutants that operate above their like they're up to black market crime stuff on a higher level. They work with politicians to stay out of public view, but they've got as many powers as the X-Men.
Oh, very.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the Hellfire Club. I'll be straight up. I'm just not a big fan of like bougie people in general, so
Mm-hmm.
even them as villains is kind of like, oh God, this is like when the church are villains. It still makes me feel sticky.
Yeah.
Just you have to think about this right now, even if it's good writing. I don't know, we'll see how it comes to it when we actually have to rate the episodes. But Xavier, Jubilee, and Storm are left on Earth with useless ass Banshee. There's no sound in space, right?
That's right.
Oh yes, they're
In
very smart
space, no
about.
one can hear you fly. That's so
Uh,
stupid. And like the fact that he has to be like he can't
yeah,
just
it's
be
such an
like,
annoying sound.
oh, or like,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh, or something different. But to be like, yeah, me,
I
Banshee.
mean, it's interesting that like so many mutants have like culturally appropriate powers. Like, is there an in-universe, like reasoning behind it? Like, why does a Scottish guy have banshee powers?
Yeah.
I don't
Or
know. His niece that is Siren having Banshee powers kind of works a little bit more because it's like, oh,
Mhm.
maybe this is like a genetic, maybe this mutation reoccurs in this genetic line and the Banshees are based on her family. But he's a guy named
Right.
Banshee. Like the Banshee myth is always about women, so I don't know what they were smoking. I don't really understand why like they made some good choices, like including Wolverine and Nightcrawler and stuff, but they made some bad choices, like killing off Thunderbird, the Native American character. Like
Mhm.
what wow.
Yeah.
And he's just being forgotten. No one ever cares. No one ever resurrects him. He's not ever in like an alternate reality version of anything. They made his brother be part of Cable's group Warpath eventually, but he's
Mm.
like got all these guns and he's not as strong a character. Like they really missed the boat by killing Thunderbird. I think they should have killed Colossus, but maybe that would have been bad for relations with Russia. I
Mm.
don't know if that matters if the comic owes it to that. I just feel like Thunderbird should was a really missed opportunity. There should have been more Thunderbird. The Native American character on the X-Men would have been I don't know.
Tim's
What
got
do
a
you think?
fever, and the only prescription is more Thunderbird.
Yeah,
It's more Native American representation.
got to.
I
So,
did not. I did not know that Mcron was spelt that way. I thought it was. I was thinking maybe it was Omicron when they were saying it over and over again. Seeing it in writing here, everything is like something apostrophe something. I should have guessed it was something like that.
yeah, the Shiar language is all just apostrophes, and we
Yeah.
just anytime two consonants smashed together, we'll put an apostrophe, and even if we don't need one, we'll do it.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah,
Marvel way. The Kree
yeah.
do that too, right?
X
So,
apostrophe
Marvel
man.
like this language has one rule, and that's what we will observe, and that's what makes them aliens, bro. So yeah, it's the Mcron crystal. I like the Mcron crystal. I think the idea of like a multifaceted crystal that holds the gateway to reality kind of, I don't know, maybe it makes sense to me because I saw this when I was 9, but it just kind of works for me as a MacGuffin.
Works for me as
Yeah.
a jeweler too.
So you appreciated when Gambit was like, "I'll get you one for Christmas, Monterey."
I was like, yeah, come see me, Gambit.
Come see me.
Beast can just see and explains that it has infinite reflective energy or something inside of it, and Rogue has a funny throwaway line about how it's just like, "Oh yeah, I knew it would have a simple answer." I love Rogue. She's great. She's just
Rogue's
always
the
the best
best.
part of everything.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that she had a little bit more to do. I feel like if there was somebody was to do a movie version of this, that she would be given like a bigger part because she's just so powerful. Like she should
Yeah, she can
take
hang with the
Gladiator's
Shi'ar.
powers or something, right?
Yeah.
Because
Well, she's
Gladiator's
obvious.
powers are awesome because he becomes as strong as anybody that attacks him.
Oh,
So
is that how it works?
yeah, that's how
Oh, I
Gladiator's
didn't know
powers are.
that. So
Yeah,
how
and they
come
don't
he
explain that
can?
well in this.
She throttles him way harder than Juggernaut. Like she actually manages to take him down for a little bit.
And
Is
I
that
think
just
the
he was?
idea she's probably touching him, but they're just not explaining it. But like
Yeah,
they should
maybe.
explain that
Maybe.
like if she just touches him, that she can kick his ass.
Got it.
Because with every
They're
blow, she'll become stronger than he is in that time. She should be able to take him down in like 4 or 5 punches, is what I'm saying. He'll be hitting her really hard, but she's already got Captain Marvel strength, right?
Or she could grab his arm and punch him with it. You know? Be like, stop hitting yourself, sugar.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
That would be grand.
I still can't do that voice. I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to get
Oh.
that one.
Stop hitting yourself, sugar. Nah,
It's flinty.
yeah, she just has an amazing voice. That
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
it's just
Roseanne.
one of a kind.
It's
Yeah.
like there's a reason they brought her back 35 years later.
Yeah.
So the Shi'ar ship, Lander's ship, gets attacked by a ship that looks like a big yellow cutlass, and this is the Starjammer. And everybody that's Shi'ar or in the Shi'ar Imperium's alien list gets knocked out by it, but the X-Men are like standing around being like, "What the fuck happened?" Which I like. I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
These space pirates are like they don't know that humans are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they do a great shot where like a door opens, we pan up to see who's in it. Like that's directly referencing Star Wars, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple shots in Star Wars just like this where door opens, we see who's in it, boom, they're coming out. They're awesome. We see Corsair. He's got this really cool space pirate outfit, mostly red, lots of blue, and like he's dope. He's got his chode with him. And other
I love that
Starjammers.
it's actually pronounced chode. I really thought it was going to be chod.
Yeah, again, it's CH''OD, but they're just saying chode. They have every opportunity to call him Chod or
Chode.
Chod.
But no, he's just
Hey, give me a
Chode.
chode.
Yeah,
I thought they
all
were
those
saying
little-
like Jode or something. Like I thought, or oh,
no,
man,
he's fully
that's so
chode.
funny.
You just didn't want to be. You just didn't want to go dirty with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds like me.
Yeah. I love
And
these
then the
little
white
weirdos.
cat lady. The white cat lady is Hepzibah. She's my favorite.
Yeah,
She just
sexy.
meows the whole time. It was really funny when
It was
she
really
started
funny.
meowing.
And
I laughed
also
really hard.
when Rogue grabbed her, I guess, yeah, and was spinning around. She's like, "There ain't enough room to spin a cat around in this place."
Is that a common expression?
I think
Like,
so.
I've
I think
never
it's a
heard that
southern
before.
one. Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
a southern expression.
I don't believe you, but it's very fun. Yeah.
Chode. So many little freaks in this episode.
Yeah.
Certified
Love it.
tuna can.
Oh no, I spelled pirates as prates.
Ah,
Put an apostrophe in there. Pirates.
Yeah, it's just
They're actually not pirates. They're space pirates.
space prates.
Jean realizes right away when Wolverine goes to attack him that Corsair is Cyclops' dad because she gets this vision in her head of young Cyclops and young Alex
Havoc.
Summers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think that was an involuntary mind? Because I was like wondering why she did that. I guess like
Well,
why would she pro?
I think that it's like in his moment of maybe death, what would Corsair think about? He would have a strong memory of his children. So I
Yeah.
think it's kind of like Gene has often described how really strong emotions, like in comic books that I've read, really strong emotions from people would kind of like, she can't fight that. That will get her. She will be subject to it. She will feel it and see it. So I think it's like when she's, even though she's trained herself and dialed in, she's now got even more power, so she has less ability to control it. So I think this image just came to her. Because of this hesitation, Corsair is able to steal Cyclops, and he takes the crystal as bait, and he sets up a meeting with Deken to give him the crystal, and this is all so that he can have Cyclops use the punch dimension to kill Deken. I don't think he realizes that it's just a punch.
Hmm. Does he
You
even
know?
know who? Does he think he knows who Cyclops is and is not saying anything?
No, I
No,
don't
because
think he has
they
any idea.
right. They have a conversation later where
Uh,
he said he wouldn't even recognize his own son
I
if he
thought
saw
he
him
kind
again.
of was implying he did because he's like, I remember my son, my oldest, he had his mother's eyes,
Yeah, he's saying he'd recognize him by his eyes, and he can't see Cyclops' eyes.
but
I think it's
like,
meant to be dramatic irony. I think it's for children. I think this is meant to be like your first as a 9-year-old experience with dramatic irony. So I think it's meant to be obvious, but it is meant
fair.
to be ironic.
So his mother didn't have the punch dimension eyes like he does.
No, no, I think
Uh,
that the mutant, like, actually, who knows if the mom had mutant powers or not? That's never been stated. Um, we just know that. Well, no, we'll get to it here.
She likes to give birth to mutants, though.
Yeah. Like she has Cyclops and she has Alex Summers Havoc and she actually has a third son, um,
Vulcan.
who Vulcan, whose dad is Deccan, because it turns out that she didn't die right away. Let's get to that here, Mike. Why don't we
Oh
switch the page over for
yeah,
us?
let's move it over
Clickety
here.
clickety click. Okay. So Eric the Red returns to Deccan's flagship with Gladiator and is immediately shamed by the Emperor for his failure. We see Deccan's flagship has this huge throne room and you can see all of space. And I always thought that we were somewhere out in the galaxy, but no, we're just near the sun somewhere. So Corsair contacts Deccan and arranges a trade for the crystal. And then after the phone call, the Emperor reveals to Gladiator that he wants the Starjammers destroyed as soon as the deal is done. And Gladiator is all pissed off because he's betraying his oath. Because Gladiator is just loyal to the Emperor.
mhm.
That's how he defies his code. It's just boom, whoever's the Emperor, you're who I'm loyal to. And he's starting to really think that maybe Buchan is a bad choice.
Maybe Dickens a dickhead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, how does that feel, Dicken?
It's actually pretty rude to call an emperor a dickhead. I don't know. If you ask me.
Corsair explains to Cyclops that his role is to kill the Mad Emperor when the crystal transfer takes place. The space pirate wants vengeance for Decan killing his wife. Cyclops doesn't want to participate in murder and says, "Is one woman important enough to risk the fate of the galaxy?" Unaware that like he's talking about his own mom. And he's gonna have to ask himself the same question about Jean.
Very dramatic.
I really appreciated this.
Very
That was
ironic.
some
It was
fucking
really
good
good.
ass
Yeah.
dramatic writing for a show for a 9-year-old kid.
Right? Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
good.
I really like this stuff. I felt like it was a high stakes, like we all know that this is his dad fucking with him. It's like it's big stuff. I dig it.
Big.
Mhm.
Big stuff, big feelings, high drama, classic soap opera. Um The X-Men are going stir crazy as the ship races to intercept Decan. Of course,
Big dick energy. Big dick energy.
Corsair tells the Starjammers to continue the fight against the Emperor if he fails. En route to the drop, he and Cyclops are kind of walking on, I think, a bridge between their ships, and he reveals that he's human to Cyclops, and he says that line that you said about he remembers his son's eyes, and I think that it's just meant to really hammer home to us that, like, yeah, neither of them know that this is his son. The plan never seems to happen, though, and I'm not really 100% sure on why Cyclops doesn't blast him in that moment. Maybe he hesitates or
His
what?
Jean's like, don't do it. And
Okay,
he's like,
yeah.
why?
But
And then
like
he's
Jean's fucking
like,
wrong to say that. Like
well,
he should
yeah,
just
like
he should
obviously.
just punch that guy's head off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Phoenix arrives, does her whole like swoop in and boom, her wings part, and there are the X-Men. And they fight the Imperial Guard, and it's pretty cool. We see each of the individual power sets of the Imperial Guard when they're fighting the X-Men.
Yep.
It's a cool fight.
Yeah.
They
Pretty
got a
cool.
big space to do it in. I wanted to see it in live action. I wanted to see this fight in live action since I was a little kid. Lalanja grabs the crystal and the team attempts to escape. And there's a cool section when they're running and like they one by one are holding up this door to keep open, and then Rogue just comes in and holds it up by herself. It's a fun little moment, but Decan ultimately manages to win. He grabs the crystal and starts to merge with it, and he blasts away the Phoenix, and we're in trouble.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not
Mhm.
good.
Ruh-roh.
Just starts blasting.
Yeah. So I come in there.
I just start blasting.
Yeah.
It's kind of a filler episode, but like it's like good
You
shit.
think this
Like
is a filler episode?
not setup episode, I guess, you know?
It's
I
a
think
bridge
so, but it's
episode,
also
yeah.
like often like the journey to get there is the best part, and to me, this is the best part. Like I give this a 10. I think this is the peak of the Phoenix Saga because
Right.
the Corsair stuff is so interesting. Like the drama makes sense right away, and there's this tension on us, and we build to this big climax. We're getting
Yeah.
introduced to all these new characters. It's all clocking into making sense, and the full scope of it comes into view.
Well, what I was going to say is that, like, unlike the other ones, though, like this feels like the most important filler, not filler, like setup. Like this is finally like real setup to, like, I don't
Yeah,
know, like
we're
they're
really getting to
really
the fireworks
they're
factory.
really getting to the fireworks factory exactly. So, like
This is
to
the
me, this
third act, and the third act is huge.
yeah, to me this was like definitely the best one so far. This is like easily like I'd say like an 8 for me. Like I thought it was really awesome. Like the fight was terrific,
Yeah.
and the stakes feel really high. Like I was like pretty drawn into like the what he was doing and like the threat that he posed and all that. So yeah, no, I really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. I'll give it a 9, just to be right in the middle.
Whoa.
9.6.
So Decan has become like this giant pink. He actually literally is a diamond now. It seems like his whole body is made of diamond, and he actually creates his own universe inside the crystal, which is like kind of terrifying is on its own as well, which immediately becomes like a singularity that's sucking everything from the universe into itself. So the Phoenix gets everyone back to the Starjammer so that they're not safe, but like further away from what's happening, I guess. And then she herself goes inside the crystal, which is still sucking pretty much everything in the nearest vicinity in. We don't know where they are in space exactly, do we?
We know that they're near the sun.
Our sun or the
Yeah,
Shi'ar sun? Like, okay,
doesn't make sense, but they're near the sun. I thought they
okay,
left our solar system and came, but maybe they came back. It's near the
maybe.
sun. That's
Okay.
it is.
Um,
I went over it a lot to make sure I was getting the details right. I made a couple grammatical errors and some typos. I see right now I wrote Starjammer, but you
The
know,
Starjammer.
it's the
Starjammer.
Starjammer.
So
That's you,
back on
buddy.
Mir Island, Moira has some sensors that are detecting the singularity near Earth's sun. So I guess, oh shit, they didn't travel all the way to Shi'ar space like in the comic. It feels like they went further, which we just talked about. Gambit and Rogue go for a kiss as the
That's
Starjammer is
that thing
sucked
where I
into.
say like we don't necessarily
I
need to
know,
read
I know.
everything if we just
Yeah,
had that conversation. That's
clearly,
why
yeah.
maybe like you don't need to blind read this stuff. You could have read it while you
No,
were. Yeah.
Gambit and Rogue go for the kiss as the Starjammer is sucked into Deken's universe, only to be shocked when the ship survives and crash lands on one of the many giant floating rocks floating around his swirling red hellscape. So was his plan to create a new universe in his image, or was he set to like destroy everything?
I think
He's just
both.
an idiot.
I
Like
think
he
he
just
like
thinks he's just
wanted.
going to have this power with no like consequences.
Yeah, but he doesn't understand like the order of operations. He's sucking things in, but those things just appear on the other side. He's not like
Yeah.
reforming that matter or anything because he's still focused on making sure that the Phoenix doesn't fuck him up. So
Yeah.
it's just like the rocks there. I think it's because he's just sucking in random matter, and the only thing so far that's getting sucked in because they're out in space is going to be like little asteroids that are near the sun. You know, and those would probably cool down into rocks that you can stand on immediately once they're away from the sun.
So you're saying he's sucking asteroids.
100%
Nice.
deep sucking.
Hmm. So the X-Men are trying to fight the Mad Emperor, but he grows to like a gigantic kaiju version of himself, and he's using energy blasts to destroy everything. Um, they do actually manage to destroy his body, but the rock ground itself becomes Tekken and shapes into another body for him. So inside this new universe, he has the powers of a god. Like he is one with this universe. He literally makes the rules. It seems like so.
Yeah, it's just like basically the power of his imagination is the limit that they're up against.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So the Landra tries to reason with him that their entire empire will be destroyed, but he doesn't care. Gladiator and the other Imperial Guard began referring to her as the Empress, since the Mad God has made himself an enemy of life itself.
I feel like this would work so well on film. It would look
Oh my
so much
God, yes.
more impressive because he could
Right.
just like will stuff into being and it would look better. Like I think and this kind of animation is very limited in like we can show us very cool tableaus of things, but it's
Yeah,
not a very morphological thing, whereas computer animation could show this happening on a scale of constant terror.
totally.
And I'm very excited to see this. It's almost like the
This,
version I give this extra points because the version in my head is so good.
yeah.
Now,
This sold me on like this being a like Avengers level movie someday. Like this
yeah,
will be a
this
big
is
deal
big.
when
This
they
is
do this
big.
faithfully. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
Uh,
X-Men's Avengers Endgame. This like
for
Phoenix
sure.
and Dark
This is
Phoenix
right. This is a
finally.
big as big a story as the Infinity Gauntlet was, I would say.
I think so,
It
yeah.
feels that way anyway. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I fully think that's Feige's third big thing that he's going to build towards is the Phoenix Saga being the end of a
Hope
thing.
so. So the singularity is causing chaos on Earth. Sunfire, War Machine, Storm's Son, Spider-Man, and Alpha Flight are all shown dealing with various crises,
Crises. Yeah.
crises in
Yeah.
their neighborhoods, and Storm is able to conquer freak weather in New York. Awesome's cameos.
Wow,
I, I
you're like
I'm really
the
nailing
English language is easier
this
than you're
read is
making
going.
it sound here, bro. Like, are you
You know
okay?
what? You know what it was. Here's what happened: is that I slept
You
through
got
these
stoned as
cameos when I
fuck.
watched it. I was watching this and I missed this completely by closing my eyes. I think I absolutely missed every single one of those cameos. So when I was reading it, I was going like, "Really? This all happened?" Because I don't remember it happening. I missed it completely.
Okay, well, it's like 30 seconds or so. It is
Yeah,
fast, but it's cool.
yeah,
I like Storm's son. Remember, he's like the mutant guy. I forget his name because it's a complicated,
yeah.
let's admit it, African name. And I, as a white person, am bad at remembering names like that. I'm gonna own that. The Spider-Man cameo is really interesting because like they purposely are not showing us his face.
Oh,
Like they show
really?
us his hand and he does the spider thing, so it's unmistakably Spider-Man. And they show us his silhouette, but it's like they're specifically trying to avoid having to pay for Spider-Man or something.
Yeah.
It's really
Well,
funny because like,
maybe.
I mean, this
Sorry,
was
go
the
ahead.
days when
bro, I
different
was mid
parties
sentence.
owned the different characters, right? At this point, like,
I think so, but like within a year of this, like the spring of 1995, Spider-Man starts coming out on Fox. It's the same production. It's different animators, but it's the same overall like Marvel Films making it.
right.
So it's an interesting choice. I think it was less about trying to avoid paying for the character as to just hype people up for Spider-Man. Because I think by this point, I think they probably knew that Spider-Man was the next big project that they were going to get on the ground.
Hmm.
And there is also an Iron Man show coming soon that would have War Machine, I think
Hmm.
maybe fall of 95 that happens. And in that one, they animate War Machine properly, like grays. This War Machine's interesting. It's like purples and
Yeah, it
pinks.
was cool looking.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's just a very funny choice. It's definitely like they're really trying to avoid paying for somebody. That's a really clear example because that's why the color directions aren't right and the characters don't know what to do with that guy. Because I assure you, he was never colored that way.
I present to you my War Machine outfit. Um, so you think War Machine and the first two colors that came to mind was pink and purple? He's like, yeah, just what? You don't like it? It's like, no, it's cool, man. It's great.
The Imperial Guard join in with the X-Men doing battle with the Ken, fully back on the side with Lilandra. The giant rock minions he's generating to fight with an endless horde. There's lots of cool like parts of this battle, like lots of cool power sequences as there's like super powered aliens teaming up with the mutant humans. They all smash the rock people with full glee since they don't have to worry about like gore or anything like that. So it's yeah, they really get to let
Again,
loose a little
it'll
bit.
be a really fun sequence to do this. You can have this Imperial Guard be total nobodies or maybe fun cameos because they don't have to appear much,
Yeah,
right? You can even kill some off. And it's like an alien X-Men. It's a great idea. I love this part. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. The Phoenix returns to the battlefield, rejuvenated, and flies the heroes out of the crystal into Lilandra's ship in the normal universe. Jean explains to Cyclops and the others that she has learned she has to merge with the crystal to stop Ken. She calls on all of her friends to lend her their strength and love, to believe in herself enough to overwhelm Ken in a trippy, expressionist anime sequence that vaguely communicates that she wins. The X-Men are on a tree in space, y'all.
That's true.
It's weird, right? But
It's super weird.
I realized this is what the whole family metaphor thing is about because it's showing all of these families where the families don't get along and they're blood related or they're connected by situation. And Phoenix's chosen family is what gives her the strength to beat Kent.
Damn. Yep.
Boom.
That's good. That's really good.
Ah, I'm gonna
It was
stand. I'm
like,
gonna walk out, and you guys can just do the rest of the podcast on your own. I'm pretty sure
I
that's it. I feel like that's right. It feels good to me.
No,
have
I like
fun editing the next 4 hours of nonsense then.
that. The Phoenix flies into the sun to bury the crystal away from those that might abuse its power. With her last words, Jean mocks Cyclops' inability to see. What can you remind me what she says there? I don't
she
remember
says,
that.
she says something like, "Oh, Scott, the light. If only you could see."
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I mean, Cyclops can see, I think, right? He's not blind.
Well, but his eyes
I
are
know exactly
portals.
what you
No,
mean,
I
and
know.
I'm just having fun with the description.
I know.
Yeah.
Um,
Cyclops should be blind. That would be a really interesting.
I wonder if he's ever been blind. Have they ever blinded him?
I'm sure
Or
that he's been blind.
given him literally one eye for a bit? Like
I
sometimes
feel like
that's
he
that
must
was
have
like
been.
they should have done that at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Uh,
put in blind Cyclops, I'm just gonna get the Odyssey, and I'm just not gonna fight that. It's too much. It's just too
all
much.
right, fair enough. Lilandra and Xavier say goodbye. They have a little smooch, and Cyclops begins to see parallels with Corsair when he goes back to space. It ends with Logan and Scott both saying,
Gene.
Gene,
Gene.
Gene,
Gene.
Gene,
Gene.
Gene. They
Logan's
should have
is
all
so
said
funny.
Gene.
He's just like Gene.
He literally, it sounds like he's like referencing us. It's just the
Yeah,
way he
yeah.
says it.
It
He
sounds
just looks
just
up
like
and
how we do.
Gene. They should have
Gene.
cut to every character saying Gene back
Yeah.
to back to
Yeah,
back.
like I would love a rogue Gene. Gene,
Gene.
Gene,
Jane.
Gene.
sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar.
um, yeah. So she's gone basically. After Xavier expresses, Xavier kind of explains the metaphor of the Phoenix to
Yeah.
Scott as if he's like a moron who doesn't already know that.
I,
It's
as
like
a
a very
9-year-old
famous
child, did not
metaphor.
know that. I thought it was
I guess
cool. I
so.
was moved.
Yeah, no, I know.
I was like, I remember being shocked as a 9-year-old. It's like, whoa, she dies at the end? Holy shit, this messes with me. You know?
Yeah.
I just thought that last shot where he's like pulling up to tell fucking Cyclops that parable, and like his leg, the way he's standing.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I
It just
know.
was so funny if you just like hit him right in the Achilles tendon. He's just
Oh
like,
fuck!
ow, oh shit,
Oh fuck!
Just
Like,
knocks
the
him
fuck?
over.
Like, sorry,
like,
this
sorry.
thing's been acting up. He keeps like backing up. And...
Right. Fuck.
Yeah.
It just got me thinking of that.
Fair enough.
um,
Yeah, one thing that I don't think I mentioned enough or we mentioned in the recaps of the previous episode was that Xavier, like his first insistence when they're trying to gaslight him into saying that nothing happened is that he knows that Lilandra is real because he loves her. And that sounds cuckoo banana pants. Like he just sounds like a
Yeah.
crazy person when he says that.
You're not
And
wrong.
it's an interesting thing. Like apparently the Shi'ar, like they know from childhood or something who their soulmate is through something with their society. So she has known who Xavier is her whole life, and he's had like a mild degree of connection to her because she is all predestined to be in love with him. It's mumbo jumbo. It's some magic science, all right, but that's what's going on there.
They
And
said it
we'll
was even
talk more
stronger
about
than love. It was like a different emotion that's like stronger than love, I think. So they
yeah,
described it.
they have an interesting connection, all right. It's gonna get more interesting too.
Nice.
She's gonna come back, and they have such a complicated thing. And I think Lilandra is one of maybe the most interesting acting role for a woman in that X-Men universe. Even though Storm is like I think Storm should be leading her own films because she's such a fucking dominant, powerful, cool character. Give me
Mhm.
Jade
Mhm.
Cargill Storm action movies where she's the lead. That would be rad. But like Lalandra's the most interesting because her complications, like every time we see her, things are going to get more complicated. She's a juicy character. Plus, she's got a dress like that. I don't think she
Oh
has a
yeah.
dress like
Oh
that, but
yeah.
she should. It's part of the fun.
You should
Yeah.
get somebody just like really not at all right for the part to play her on film.
And Judy Dench.
Right?
Rachel Dratch as Leandra.
That would be so good. No disrespect
No
to Rachel
disrespect at
Dratch,
all.
of
No,
course. She's
just not a
hilarious.
Lelandra type.
Just
I
think
don't
about
think.
Rachel Dratch with that haircut. It's
Oh
fantastic.
yeah.
It's funny
And like
already.
everyone being like, damn, she's so fucking hot. Oh my
But
God.
like in reality, it's going to be something like Kristen Stewart. It's going to be someone 20 years younger than the actor playing Xavier.
It
Mhm.
could be what's her name? Who I was just talking to you about, Ditchin Lachman. She'd be
Dakota
good Lilandra.
Johnson.
Is it okay? Do we know how to pronounce this woman's name? Because I think if we don't, we shouldn't even say it. I don't know if
That's
it's like
that's
Ditchin or Daikin or Dyke.
It's probably not Dyken.
find out. Google says Ditchin Lachman.
Deachin?
Ichan
Ditchin
Lachman.
Lachman.
Deachin Lockman.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
I
I
like
gotta
Deachin
see a
Lockman.
picture.
That's nice.
She could be a good Lilandra.
I think Deachin Lockman would be a great Lilandra. She's already been in the MCU as like the unnamed brand value Inhuman Queen. But I
Oh,
think there's
really?
room for her to come back. Yeah, I mean nothing
Oh,
that
yeah,
happened
for
in Agents
sure.
of Shield needs to matter. That show
She has that like otherworldly, like
like
She's
above
actually
human kind.
Australian.
Yeah. Yeah, her Australian accent is fascinating.
She's
I'm
43.
always happy whenever I see Ditchin Lockman. It's
she's
funny
great.
because what if she was Dickhead Lockman?
They can't. Oh, like they gender reverse it and cast someone with the same name.
Ditchin, like the irony of Ditchin Lockman playing Dickhead
Dickin Shiar
Lilandra.
Lockman. Yeah. Wow.
Nepalese. That's cool. Or of
She was born in
Nepalese
Kathmandu.
origin. Yeah.
That's really
Neat.
cool.
That's very cool.
She pretty. This episode was good. I liked it.
Now, what do you rate it, bud?
I give it like an 8, and I give like the whole 5 episode thing like a 9. Like it comes together like individually. I would say like I've said before, like each episode, like why did this one was held up by this part of it, and this one was held up by this part, but like all together, it's like definitely like a 9. Like that's just like especially when you watch it. I watched it all together like a big movie
Like a
basically,
2 hour, it's
and
2 hours and 5 minutes or so
yeah,
altogether. Right?
it
It's
was
works as a
it's a
film.
great watch if you just watch it all together. It's really fucking great. So yeah, no, I really loved it.
Yeah, me too. I give it a 9 just because like I feel like some of the best parts are in my head,
Yeah,
because a
yeah,
lot of it, the scale of it isn't, but it's a great story, a pretty good resolution. It does kind of lose me in her kind of magically winning at the end,
yes.
but it's pretty great. And like the overall series, the overall 5 part series, I give it like a 9. Yeah, it's a great. If you were to sit down and just watch 2 hours of it as a movie, it would probably be a good time for most people, even if you don't know the rest of the story. I think all the
Hmm.
characters explain their motivations within it well enough. Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean, Xavier, and Lalandra, anyway,
Yeah,
the
agreed.
main characters.
Cool. Ben, what's your
Yeah, I
rating?
mean, it was a satisfying ending to the thing. Um, I liked the weird surreal quality of the ending, like the Marvel characters all on the tree and like the weird like way they did it and
Yeah, I
trapping
did
guys and all that
like it.
stuff.
I
It was
did
cool.
like it. It was just like storytelling wise, it just felt like a little bit strange
Hmm.
of a choice.
Yeah, they made some interesting choices and probably showed more stuff than they needed to in some parts, and then less than they needed to in other parts.
Hmm.
But as a person who hasn't read all the comics and stuff, like this is my only real um, experience, I guess, with this saga. So to me, it's good, and it's something that I remember from childhood mostly. And yeah, it's yeah, solid 8 point episode and 7.9 for the whole group of 5 episodes.
All right. Well, that's pretty much our coverage of the Phoenix Saga. We will be or saga, I guess. Next week we'll be covering No Mutant is an Island, Obsession, and Longshot. Don't know anything about those. Probably aren't going to be as good as this one. As
Well,
far as the episode
tune
of
in to
cartoon
find
was,
out.
we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 out of 3 of them are Pacific Animation Studio, so you're gonna have trouble with some of them. Like, there's some surprising choices. One of these episodes is awesome, and I think you're gonna like them, but I don't want to tell you which one just in case it turns out differently
Okay.
than I
It's a
expect.
surprise.
It's the
But
return of Mojo.
yes, we do get another
Oh,
Mojo episode. However, it is
hell
the Philippine
yeah.
Animation Studio doing Mojo,
Uh,
so it's
They've
you know.
lost their mojo.
or like Tojo or
All right.
Nojo.
That's it all for us, folks.
I guess the only other thing I wanted to think about was like, did Jean and Scott ever have sex when she had the Phoenix up in her? I don't think so.
No, I don't think
Didn't
they
seem
had
like they
time.
really had a chance. That's too bad.
It
That would have
feels
been
like this all
interesting.
happens within a day
Hmm.
Yeah. I
or
don't think
maybe
they had time.
2 days. Like maybe there's one nighttime in episode 4. I could see there
Yeah.
being like a sleep period in that at some point, but that's it.
Yeah. Oh well. I
Too
like the
bad.
Wolverine got 2 smooches. That was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, she cares about him, right? She respects him. It's she takes time to
He's a
show
really
him.
nice guy.
He's a
Hmm.
great guy, guys.
Oh, guys, he's so nice.
He's
Yeah.
like my best friend. Oh, I'm
He's
in
like
the
a
goddamn
brother.
friend zone. Fuck.
Friend zone.
I'll wait for you in the friend zone, Gene. I'll be over here being your friend,
All
Gene.
right. Well, let's call that the end there for everybody.
Yeah.
Gene
Jim and Ben and I'm Mike
and Gene.
and Gene.